AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride! Woo!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Miggity, 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 Mac. Muso. That's Crisscross, Muse. You know Crisscross? The Miggity Mac?
They'll make you jump.
The wiggity, 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 whack. Mr. Toby Tomplay. Crank it up. Crank it up. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Oh, it must be baseball season. Kendall Rogers later this hour. Joe Doyle in hour 3. Daly will be here. Scott Shanley, ton to do. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Oh, how beautiful is that? Look at what Jay Johnson tweeted about an hour ago. I just saw it. The new monument outside of the box is there. The 2025 National Championship monument is there. They'll unveil that. The new championship flag, the new intimidator. Baseball at the box returns in less than 22 hours from right now, and we'll be sitting right here, not at the box. Muse will be at the box because it's about time you took a day off on opening day.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, we're just going to get ahead of this because you always tell me to leave anyway on opening day. Yeah. Like you always tell me, get out of here and go to the game.
Get out of here and go to the game.
Yeah. So
because
like,
if we're being completely honest, you're worthless here.
On those days, yeah.
Yeah. All you do is sit there and watch the game.
That's true.
And you don't pay attention at all to what you're supposed to do. So I'm not actually trying to support you as a friend and a coworker and an employee. I'm just looking out for the good of my show, which is to say you are no help to me whatsoever when LSU is playing. But LSU will play baseball tomorrow. Very excited about this. And we do now have officially the starting rotation. So to be very candid, I'm a little surprised that Jay announced the entire weekend. Just not something that he customarily will do. He may announce the Friday guy, maybe even the Saturday guy, and then a TBD. But they've thrown it out there. So it will be Case and Evans on Friday. It'll be Cooper Moore, the Kansas transfer, going game 2. Notice I said game 2, not Saturday. And then William Schmidt on Sunday. So as we expected, that's how the rotation. I don't think that's any great breaking news. That's, I think, what we all expected. Remember, the Tigers do play 4 straight days. They'll play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They'll play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They'll be off Tuesday. They'll play a midweek Wednesday, travel Thursday, then play that round robin in Florida Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they will have 8 games in 10 days. And we're going to find out a lot about this pitching staff. So these are the first 3 I think we knew. The interesting thing is going to be, okay, well, who's going to be Monday? And that very likely is going to depend on what happens this weekend. And there's probably 3 options. It's Cooper Williams, it's Zach Cowan, and it's Gavin Guidry. I think those are going to be the 3 options for Monday. And my guess is at some point you're going to see Cooper Williams this weekend out of the bullpen, and the same would probably be true for Zach Cowan to go close out a game. So if I had to guess, I would tell you probably Gavin Guidry on Monday, but again, I guess it's going to depend on who they use in these first three games, but it's going to be exciting to see it out there. Jay met with reporters here on Thursday, and after announcing the starting rotation, he did talk about Case and Evans moving into the starting rotation.
He's always been a starter. I brought him here with the intention of he will be a starter. I think, just call it my own, system, if you will, or process. Like, I think players crumble when you give them too much too fast. Case in, high leverage reliever, part-time starter, to, weekend rotation. I think he's ready. I think he was ready last year, and obviously proved that in the postseason. 2 long outings. Pitchability is excellent. You always go back to the person of what the character is with the talent, and that usually shows up on game day. And, I'm proud of him and excited for our team.
Look, he saved the season against Little Rock. In the elimination game, you're down 5-1. Zach Cowan got shelled. Evans came in, hold the rope, and allowed LSU the opportunity to get back in, win that game, go to Omaha. His best start was that Game 3 against Tennessee on a beautiful day at the box where the Tigers erupted and won that series, which was great to see. Evans has all the ability to do it. I know that he has had his struggles so far in fall and then in some of the preseason workouts here. I had one scout describe it to me this way, to say his teammates have seen him now 15 times. Like, it's a lot. He's got a great changeup. It's probably his best pitch. And he throws it 40% of the time. And his teammates can just sit on it and guess and probably guess right, and they're going to hit him. Other hitters that aren't used to seeing him 15 times, they're going to struggle a little bit more. So I think Casey Evans is going to be fine. I think he's going to be awesome as a starter. Would love to see him lock down that Friday night role throughout the season. However it goes, I would love to just see him be part of this rotation throughout the season. If anything did shift, I think it would not necessarily be Evans not performing. I think it would be William Schmidt living up to the great physical ability that he has, similar to what we saw with Cade Anderson a season ago. And look, I know we've seen, I would guess probably the most common example people would give of a guy who went from dominant back-end guy to starter that struggled would be Zach Hess. This feels so different than that. Hess was such a max effort guy with every pitch. And, it's one of the reasons a lot of people, when a guy like Alex Lang was starting at LSU, thought he may project as a reliever at the next level is because he was a max effort guy and might serve better at the back of the bullpen, which has actually come to fruition here. And I'm not trying to project Casey Evans to the next level. I'm not a scout. I'm not a talent evaluator. I'm not that, they can figure that out when he gets to the next level. In college, he's a guy that has shown the ability to extend and get guys out consistently 2 and 3 times through the order. I'm really excited to see that. Cooper Moore is one of those guys with great pitchability, not dominant Friday night stuff, but the ability to get guys out. And if you are able to bump Cooper Moore later into the weekend as a Saturday or Sunday, what an incredible weapon that is. Because it gives you this amazing advantage in those games 2 and 3, where you'll have dueling aces so many Friday nights in the league. But if you have a guy with 44 career appearances who, has great pitchability, lives low in the zone, is going to do a lot of ground balls, get guys out, and that's your Saturday or Sunday guy, amazing. And then we'll see how Schmidt may go. So really excited to see him get out there and duel this weekend. We're going to watch the weather. There's a lot of rain in the forecast for Saturday and Sunday. Shocker. It's baseball at the box. Of course there is. So maybe they'll tap dance around that. There is the possibility potentially of playing double headers because of the rain out there. If anything develops on that, we'll certainly let you know. When Jay talked to reporters on Thursday, he also talked about the back end of the bullpen, which, while you have so many arms that are going to make up and eat up innings in the middle of games, the back of the bullpen is going to be fascinating, especially with Evans moving to the front of the rotation and potentially Cowan eating up a different role this year too.
I think we have multiple guys that can finish games like we did last year, and we'll win the one in front of us. I like to operate under the theory that the world's going to blow up tomorrow, so we might as well win today. And but I do feel like whether that's matchup, whether that's guys throwing the ball well and you leave him in the game, whether that's a guy evolves as a closer, I think all those are really, really possible.
I think Devin Shearer and Grant Fontenot are the 2 names you need to know. Setup, closer, in whatever order. I think those 2 guys are the ones you need to know at least at the start of the season. And man, I want to have Grant on the show here soon. his story is one that I think is really going to resonate with LSU fans. You're going to love this guy. Many know his story, how it went from LSU to Texas to out of baseball, potentially, like giving up his career to only coming back to pitch for LSU, getting the opportunity, and now that dude is pushing upper 90s and looks awesome. So, he may end up being such a critical piece in the back of the bullpen, but it's one of the things we talk about it often, but that I love about baseball. It's the 56-game evolution. It seldom ever finishes like it starts. So that all starts on Friday with a date in Omaha in June that we're all really looking forward to. So we'll talk to Kendall Rogers here in about 20 minutes from right now. Not only preview this LSU-Milwaukee series, but the rest of the SEC weekend. Scott Shanley next hour. Joe Doyle will be here in hour 3. Love our preseason chats with Joe. We do it throughout the year. And Joe, of course, with a heavy emphasis on the draft and prospecting. So it's just a good benchmark to talk to Joe today before the season starts, so we can reference that as the season goes along to know how guys are evolving toward the draft at the end of the season. So Joe Doyle is coming up in hour 3 as well. We'll talk to Ross Dellinger today too. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. Our show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the LSU Tigers. You're going to be at the box tomorrow. A little matinee, beautiful weather, temps in the 70s, sun shining. Is there anything better? Tell me something in the world that's better than sitting at a ballpark on a sun-kissed 70-degree day, eating a ballpark dog, listening to the crack of the bat, the pop of the mitt, the smell of the grass, and drinking a delicious ice-cold Bud Light in the official commemorative national championship Bud Light aluminum bottle. My goodness, does that not sound like a perfect freaking day? Y'all get on by the box. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. All right, it's after further review. Thursday shows are presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. We'll knock out a quick break. Our buddy Ross Jackson over at LouisianaSports.net took a stab today, as did our buddy Greg Allman. We got a lot of buddies. Did you know we had a lot of buddies? We got lots of buddies.
Oh, lots of buddies. Lots of friends of the show.
Friends of the show.
Yep.
About if Demario Davis is not back in New Orleans, where he may be. And when I tell you the most likely landing spot, it's going to be like, oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'll tell you next, AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon. Get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident, not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon, get it done. GetGordon.com, getGordon.com, getGordon.com. Oh, we are going to be, about once a month, we go do a show over at one of Gordon's properties. We did a show at Court to Table, awesome pickleball spot in town. We did a show around the holidays, remember, at Gordon's office for the bicycle giveaway. Well, on the 24th of this month, we will be at the Garage. So the Garage is Gordon's podcast studio in Baton Rouge. Awesome facility, by the way, if you're not familiar. And that's just a gift Gordon has given to Baton Rouge. He built this beautiful studio. And anybody, you want to do a podcast? Literally anybody can use it for free. You just call and book and schedule a time. Anyway, we're going to be doing AFR from the Garage on the 24th. Looking forward to that. But if you've been injured, you know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com.
March Madness is headed to Vegas, and LouisianaSports.net is sending one of you plus a friend with it. We're giving away a 3-night Las Vegas getaway from Wednesday, March 18th through Saturday, March 21st, just in time to watch all the madness. The hotel stay and flights are covered, and all you have to do is all you have to do to enter is head to LouisianaSports.net and click the March Madness getaway link. Sign up now before our bracket pick'em launches. Get yourself entered, and you could be watching the tournament from Las Vegas instead of your couch. The winner.
I'm sorry, what?
The winner will be announced March the 2nd. That's a Monday.
What? I'm sorry, what? What are we doing?
March Madness getaway. It's 3 nights in Vegas for the first round of March Madness.
I don't understand.
All of it's covered.
All of what?
Your hotel, your flights.
Wow. We're doing that?
We're doing that.
Who's paying for that?
I mean, I should ask you, program director.
Not coming out of my check.
There you go.
You mean all I have to do is go to this website, louisianasports.net?
Right, louisianasports.net.
And then what do I do?
So there's a March Madness getaway link. You click it and sign up. Right there. And you just fill it out.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
It's just, all it has is a place for an email address. That's all you have to do?
You just put your email in and then click submit.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
And it's not just for you. It's you and a plus one. A buddy gets to go.
That's incredible.
How about that?
Okay. And if you win a 3-night stay in Las Vegas?
3 nights.
And airfare?
And airfare.
Wow. I mean, that's like the greatest prize ever.
It's pretty good.
I guess we're not paying Muse for a month.
Yeah, I guess that's where, I guess I'm paying for it, guys.
Yep. Coming out of Muse's
I'm
check.
not paying for my own trip to Las Vegas for March Madness. I'm paying for yours.
Coming out of Muse's check.
It's just the kind of guy I am.
And it is. Muse is working for free. Thanks, Muse. Appreciate that. I'd sign up if I were you. It's free to sign up, and you can win airfare and hotel in Vegas for March Madness for 3 nights, the opening weekend on Muse. This is great. Sounds like a great deal. I'm in.
You're welcome, America.
Can I enter?
No.
Why not?
Employees aren't allowed to enter, I heard.
I mean, I feel like I have supreme executive power over this thing. We are not an autonomous collective. This is not a radiocracy. This is a radiotatorship.
You had to pause there. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. I thought you were going to screw it up for a minute. I'm not going to lie.
It's been a minute. You know what my favorite part of Super Bowl week was?
What's your favorite part of Super Bowl
What do
week?
you think it was?
All the great guests?
Nope.
No?
Gotta narrow it down.
Okay. Oh.
Single moment.
Yeah. Charlie Smith.
No.
Oh.
He was great.
He was good.
Loved Charlie Smith.
All right, well, if it wasn't
By the way, Charlie Smith, fan of the show. Like, he sat down.
the program.
I was introducing myself. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I know the clips. He's like, I know the show. I watched the videos.
Charlie bit me.
That's British. He's Irish.
Well, I know, but we wanted to use that for him.
I'm not. Oh, we did.
We did, yeah.
Charlie, yeah. But he's British. Anyway, Charlie's that was one of the most enlightening parts of how many people are actually fans or fans of the show, friends of the show, aware of the show. Charlie Smith was one.
So I'm going to have
hit the button again, Muse. Come on.
Charlie bit me.
Oh, we weren't going
It's
to
coming
use
out of your salad. Your salad.
How did my salad? Gosh, now I'm starving too, y'all. I'm poor and I'm starving. How about that?
Salad.
I'm going to go with, if I have
What
to.
was I saying? Out of your salary,
yeah,
not
it
your
is.
salad.
Yeah.
It's coming out of your salary.
All right, if I have one more guess, I'd have to go with you getting the armband.
Yeah.
From Demario Davis.
Plural.
Armbands.
So good. I mean, Demario walks up, and when he walks up, keep in mind, like, I'm not at the Saint, our studio's downtown Baton Rouge, so I'm not at the Saints facility every day. Like, Ross Jackson has FaceTime with these guys every day. Like, he's in the locker room doing interviews and cover every day. I'm not. I'm parked. I'm chained to this desk for 3 hours every day in downtown Baton Rouge. So Demario came on the show. He's come on the show plenty. I'm familiar with him. He's familiar with, well, of course I am, but he's familiar with me, whatever. But so he walks up and we kind of dap up a little bit. And the first thing he does is turn to his wife. He says, hey, you got the, and I'm like, oh, really? And sure enough, his wife pulls out of her purse the armbands. Demario wears the armbands. And last year at Super Bowl, I told him, like, I loved the white and gold armband. Like, he needs to go with that exclusively. And I wanted to get one. And so I was like, I'll buy it. But he's like, no. His guy who's with him, forgive me if you've heard this story, but I'm going to tell it again for those who haven't. the guy who was with him, his scheduler or whatever, was like, hey, make sure this guy gets an armband. And so the guy takes my info, it never comes. And listen, I'm not sitting here trying to pester this dude's got, I'm not trying to pester him about an armband, right? I go DM Demario, hey man, you never, whatever. So before Super Bowl Radio Row, we were booking guests and all. We said it last week. I was like, man, I never got my armband from Demario. We talked about it on air. Well, he walked up. I was like, hey man, did you remember? He goes, I saw the clip. So we must have clipped that at some point pre-Super Bowl. I don't remember it. Paulie, do you remember clipping that? We talked about it?
I do not.
I mean, we fire hose content here. But he saw it because I didn't text him or anything like that to say, bring me my armband. Right. But I got his number, but like it's been a minute. I don't like text him regularly. But so he knew. He knew. He saw the clip. He knew. That was the highlight.
That was good.
I'm gonna be so sad if he leaves me.
Yeah.
So Ross Jackson today wrote a piece up at LouisianaSports.net where he details why the Chicago Bears are maybe the biggest threat, the biggest suitor for Demario Davis. Now remember, this was Demario Davis on AFR at the Super Bowl on what it would take to get him back in New Orleans.
New Orleans is home for me. It has allowed me to take my everything that I want to be to the next level. So the reality of it is that it's a business, and I've never had to try to negotiate business publicly. The Saints front office has been phenomenal. They've always respected me, and we've always handled business the right way, and it'll remain in private. Those conversations are being and will be had. That's just the nature of the beast. But and they have said that they want me back, and that means a lot to me. But the business has to play out how the business will play out.
Greg Allman, who covers the NFC South for Fox Sports, has a list of the top free agents in the NFL this year. There's a top 100 free agents list and where they may land. And he, for Demario Davis, projects Demario Davis ending up with the Chicago Bears. That's what Ross Jackson wrote about today as well over at LouisianaSports.net. And when you think about it, it actually makes perfect sense because Chicago Bears defensive coordinator, of course, is Dennis Allen, who was Demario Davis's defensive coordinator here in New Orleans. Cam Jordan, so we posted that over on Twitter today at 1045ESPN.com. Cam Jordan quote tweeted the 1045 ESPN graphic with Demario Davis, the Bears, the front runner thing, all that stuff with Ross's piece. And Cam said, with a man of his distinction, it'll always be about role. Demario Davis, a leader of men. You can't be a general from the sidelines. So I read that and I thought to myself, okay, well, that's interesting. Like, clearly what Cam is suggesting is that Demario is not going to take a lesser role wherever he goes. Well, I know this year at the end of the season, New Orleans started to work Danny Stutzman more into the defense. And that makes a lot of sense to me, by the way, because you're talking about a guy in Stutzman who you invested a mid-round pick on, who very likely is going to have an opportunity to maybe take over a starting role based on Demario Davis's career ending, whenever that may be, or Pete Werner coming up to free agency and maybe not being retained, however that may go. And Pete Werner this year, I'm looking at the PFF overview. Pete Werner's defensive grade on the entire season was a 56.4. Danny Stutzman was a 71.5. Demario Davis had the third highest grade on the entire team at 80.3, and the two ahead of him were Jalen Ford, who played 7 snaps. Not 7 games, 7 snaps. And Julian Blackmon, who played 1 game. Played 1 game, was injured, lost for the year. So among the actual regulars who played the entire season, Demario Davis not only set a career high in tackles, was your highest graded player on PFF. So go back to what Cam said a minute ago, where Cam said it's going to be about role. Demario is a leader of men. You can't lead from the sideline. I'd like to remind you, defensively this year, the New Orleans Saints played 1,098 snaps. There were 1,098 defensive snaps for the Saints over 17 games. 1,098. This isn't a math test, but just remember that. 1,098. Demario Davis played 1,079 snaps this year. In 17 games, Demario Davis missed a total of 19 snaps. What are we talking about, lead from the sideline? He never comes off the field, and he's still massively productive. Like, I'm going to have a really hard time. Listen, I'm going to do my best to disassociate my fandom here, because you all know how I feel about Demario. Man, leader, all that stuff, but also the player. Like, I get it that in the NFL, it's the old, look, Sean Payton used to use this line because it was a Bill Parcells line. You'd rather get rid of a player a year too early than a year too late. And sometimes that's bit New Orleans. No greater evidence of that than Darren Sproles. They got rid of Darren Sproles thinking he was near the end. He wasn't. He went to Philly, had a resurgence, all that stuff. And I get you could look at Demario Davis and go, he's 37. It's going to end at some point. You really want to invest in a guy at 37. The last 2 years have literally been the two most productive years of his career. There is nobody that produces like he does, takes care of his body like he does, plays like he does. I get it. He's 37. But he's not playing like he's 37. So are you just guessing that he might not be good the next 2 years? Or maybe he's awesome again for 2 more years? At this point, like, if you were I would have a much more difficult time investing in Alvin Kamara. I had a much more difficult time when they did invest in Alvin Kamara, because that's a guy over the course of his career who's been awesome, but has not shown the ability to stay healthy and was declining. He had 3 years of declining production. Demario is getting better. There is no decline. Better pay that man. You better pay that man. You better sign him to a 2-year extension. Let him finish his career in New Orleans if that's what he wants to do. This isn't some lifetime achievement contract. It's a guy that's still the best option you have. I mean, I just went side by side with Demario Davis and Pete Werner and how they looked. If you're looking to replace a linebacker, it ain't Demario Davis. It's Pete Werner. You're looking to replace Werner with Stutzman. That's the answer here. And then when Davis is done, you replace him whenever that may be. But it ain't time yet. Better resign that man. Otherwise, we want to do my armbands. Wear those what am I do? Wear those armbands when the Chicago Bears are playing? Ain't doing that. I mean, orange and blue armbands, they can look nearly as good. I better get this done. All right, we're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen. SouthPointVW.com. New and certified. We are late. Got to get to Kendall. I'm so sorry. SouthPointVW.com. SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, check out our friends at South Point Volkswagen. Airline just north of Highland. SouthPointVW.com. Remember, certified pre-owned as well. Mr. Kerry Manuel, certified pre-owned manager. Awesome. Great selection. Because they sell more new Volkswagens, people are trading in their old vehicles. So they got a great selection of all different makes and models. Check them out at South Point Volkswagen, airline just north of Highland, or southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? Okay, Kendall Rogers. Do we want to do Kendall next or we want to bump him to 45? Next? We'll do it next. That's fine. Okay, Kendall next. AFR.
After further review.
Hey, you know why Duplessis Builders can offer you a 10-year workmanship warranty? You've heard me say that. Because they don't skip steps. For example, when they spray gunite, this is science. It takes 21 days for concrete to cure. 21 days. So they will not move on to the tiling and the coping until they wait 21 days for the concrete to cure. Some other companies may rush it. Like, it's funny to me how there are companies that'll say they could build your pool in 2 weeks. What quality are you getting? If it takes 21 days for gunite to cure, and someone's going to build you from start to finish, complete a pool in 2 weeks, they're skipping steps. They're rushing the process. You want to know why Your pool is not going to last. That's why. But that's why Derek Duplessis offers you a 10-year workmanship warranty. They take the time to do it right. That's why they're the best. DuplessisBuilders.net.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalVR.com.
Let's go! Finally getting used to do something, applaud to something. Baseball season's here. Kendall Rogers joining us. How are you, dude?
I'm doing well. I have a question. Has anything happened at LSU over the last few months? Anything to keep you busy?
Ooh, man, I'm going to tell you. You want to know the great blessing of all this, Kendall? Is Lane Kiffin providing this 3-month bridge allowed us to skip right over the atrocity that is LSU basketball and go right into baseball.
See, that's exactly why I did. I will say this, though. I was looking at LSU's schedule a minute ago because, we've been in kind of the season preview bunker, and I was like, where do they play Ole Miss in baseball this year? Because you know that he's got to throw up the first pitch, but the series is in Oxford, and I do have a feeling that Ole Miss would not let Lane throw up the first pitch in Oxford for the LSU series.
Probably not. It would be great if
I don't think so.
Lane was.
He should show up. Please.
No. For his safety, I would very much like LSU's coach to be a whole for the season opener against Clemson.
Who would you rather be? I do have a question for you. Who would you rather be? Lane Kiffin going back to Swayze for that baseball series, or Jim Schlossnagle going back to A&M this year with Texas?
It's just not as big a deal with Schlossnagle going to Texas. It's just not, Kendall.
It's like the Lane Kiffin thing is beyond personal.
It's and you're talking about football. We all love baseball, but the football thing, just the scope, the scale, the magnitude of it all. But you're right about Schloss going back.
I just can't wait for like the LSU and Ole Miss fans mingling in that series. Man, it's going to be like nothing else.
Wait until in September LSU football has to go back to Oxford. People have asked, like, Kendall, I'm not making that trip. Like 100% not making that trip. I just can't.
You wouldn't go and just wear like your ESPN 104.5 gear?
Nope. I'm just not interested in what could happen with some deranged loon. I'm just not. No, it's not worth it. I'll watch from the comfort of my home. I'll make it there eventually.
There is an LSU. There is a nice group of LSU fans out there. They're like, I want this smoke so bad.
They can have it. I'll watch from the comfort of my home with a Bocock Brothers premium cigar. That'll be the smoke I have that weekend. How about that?
There you go. You got it, brother.
Hey, is this I've said this, and it surprises people when I do. I think this is Jay Johnson's most talented team. Do you agree?
I do agree. I think when you look at the team overall, I'm trying to find a weakness. I guess there could be some question marks around just Tate Aaron Beatty being thrust in kind of that prominent role behind the plate, but we know he's supremely talented. You do want a guy like a Tanner Reed to take a step forward. You wonder a little bit of Trent Carraway. He finished last season at Oregon State on kind of a hot note. Can he carry that over? We know he's going to hit for power, but can he be a little bit more consistent at the plate in terms of average? Honestly, that's like the question mark for me, because I just think pitching-wise, Jason Evans, Cooper Moore, Will Schmidt, Zach Callen, Maverick Rizzi. There is not a weak link right there.
Yeah. Hey, do you know anything about Zach York?
I do. He's a hitting and walking machine. It's kind of funny because when he goes to play, you're thinking like, dude, this guy's about to swing out of his shoes. But he's actually a really patient hitter and does a really nice job of getting on base. I'm a big Zach York fan. Yeah,
I had a scout tell me the swing and miss with York is so stunningly low. His plate discipline is incredible. I think he's going to be a fan favorite.
He will be a fan favorite, and he'll remind you a lot of Sonny Bishara, if you remember him at Auburn.
Of course.
Very, very, very similar profile.
Yeah, Sanford transfer who had a great all-SEC caliber season that year at Auburn. Kendall Rogers is with us, D1 Baseball. Hey, give me, when you think about LSU this opening weekend, what do you think is the storyline you're most interested in seeing opening weekend out at the box?
Yeah, I think Will Schmidt in the weekend rotation. He was a guy that I thought last year, we saw some really good for him. I wouldn't say we saw anything bad, but we saw some average for him at times. But when you have your most talented arm, and I'm saying he is the most talented arm they have, starting on a Sunday, that's just really intriguing for me. That gives me an idea of how good this team's going to be. But I think, Will Schmidt, is he ready to be a weekend guy in the SEC? And is he ready to just kind of show off that premium stuff week in and week out as a rotation guy? So I think Will Schmidt on the pitching side. I think offensively, for me, it would just be Aaron Beatty behind the plate, or maybe Jake Brown. I think Jake Brown, as good as he was last year, I think this guy could be even better. I think he could easily hit 340 with 14, 15 home runs, and that's kind of what I'm thinking he does this year.
Yeah, my audience is probably tired of me hearing me talk about Jake Brown. I
go back, and people of LSU fans are probably tired of hearing this from me too. But I go back to his first fall at LSU in the scrimmage, the purple and gold series I watched. He was he was as good as any freshman I've seen at LSU in the last 15 years on that one day at a fall scrimmage.
Yeah. Let that guy get 250 at bats. It's going to be pretty special this year. I'm excited to see it. Kendall Rogers is with us, D1 Baseball. If you're not subscribed, look, baseball season starts tomorrow. It's a great time to get over to d1baseball.com. Hey, let me ask you about the rest of the league. For me, the most intriguing team is Mississippi State because of the talent, the transfers they added, and then, of course, Brian O'Connor coming in. What do you think is the flyover for Mississippi State right now?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think on paper they ought to be really good. They did a really nice job in the portal, getting some of the key pieces, getting either James Nunnally from Virginia to go there, Aiden Teal to go there. So they've got really nice pieces offensively. I think the only question mark for me with them is, as much as I like their talent on the mound with Ryan McPherson and guys like that, are they going to be consistent? Those are all big arms, but they haven't yet proven that they can be really good in the weekend rotation, week in and week out. So it's going to be tough for Brian because, we all think they're a top 5 team, and he's a first-year coach. You just kind of never know, clubhouse-wise, day in and day out-wise, how things are going to go. So there are some question marks there, but they are loaded from a personnel standpoint. What
about Tennessee without Tony Vitello? That might be the biggest story nationally, right, is the Vols now without Vitello.
There's no doubt. Here's the thing about Josh Elander is he learned under Vitello, learned under Schloss, learned under Van Horn. So the odds are probably in his favor. But I don't circle the loss of Vitello as being the big thing at Tennessee. I circle the loss of Frank Anderson as the big thing at Tennessee because once Frank went to the Giants, they promoted the director of pitching development, Josh Reynolds. And no offense to him,
sure,
but he's not going to be Frank Anderson. So I just think, what they do without Frank, Tegan Coons in the rotation, getting Rutgers transfer Landon Mack, they've got talent on the mound. Now can Josh Reynolds go out there and replicate what Frank Anderson was able to do with that program?
A couple more for you. This opening weekend, you're going to see a lot of bloodbaths. LSU's hosting Milwaukee. It's just what it is. There is some meat on the bone here. What's the weekend series maybe that's most intriguing to you?
UC Santa Barbara at Southern Miss is super interesting to me. You look at Southern Miss with, Colby Allen back. You look at, Graydon Harris, who's going to be my national breakout player pick. He's an elite left-handed arm for Southern Miss. So, and then Jackson Flora for UCSB. I'll be at Globe Life this weekend, and that'll be super intriguing because you've got, teams like TCU, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, Arkansas.
Vanderbilt?
Oddly enough, Vanderbilt. Arkansas, oddly enough, as a top 10 team, I think has more question marks than they probably had in the Van Horn era in the last 5 or 6 years. Gabe Gackel's a Friday guy. Will it work out? I don't know. Hunter Dietz is a Saturday guy, has had a lot of injury issues throughout his career, talented, but can he stay healthy? I think Arkansas is one of the teams I'm very unsure about, even as a top 10 club.
I know D1 Baseball put out their preseason projection to the field of 64. Never a bad time to do that. You want to take a stab at a national champion?
I picked LSU. It's kind of funny. Somebody said, "Well, didn't y'all pick the UCLA number one?" Yeah, the staff we did. My personal pick is LSU. I just think Jay is one of those guys who is never satisfied. There's no doubt he loved winning the national championship last year, but he knows what the standard is there, and he spent all offseason going, "Hey, I want to go to different coaches and I want to learn how did they handle the team after the team that won it all." And, I just don't think he's going to let this team take a step back. And I just think from a talent standpoint, this team knows they can win it all. So I like LSU, and I actually picked Derek Furiel as my player of the year. He's put on a little bit of weight. He's at a even more premium position in center field. He's going to have a monster year. He's going to have a lot of help around him. So I have LSU repeating, and I have Derek winning the National Player of the Year award over Rock Chalowski.
Injected in my veins.
There you go, man.
You know who would love that?
That's what I got.
He already put his hand on the button.
Todd Peterson?
Ted Peterson.
My setup was way too slow, man. I saw him move his hand to the button.
Russo's in. Hey, Russo, it's opening day tomorrow. Russo's ready.
Russo. Oh, man. Here we go. All right, Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. He's on Twitter at Kendall Rogers. I'll give a follow. Hey, man, we appreciate it, man. Looking forward to catching up during the season.
We'll
Thanks.
See you soon.
All right, man. Be well. It's after further review. Wait, did he calling you Russo?
I think he did. He's never done that before.
I think he called you Russo.
Huh? He's never done that before. Oh, well, happens. I've been called that a lot, actually.
It's opening weekend for Kendall, too. There you go. Can I get a rim shot? Doesn't everybody say that? Like it's preseason for the officials too.
Yeah,
the whole thing is
one of the great sports cliches.
It's awful. All right, so Russo will be off tomorrow. Whoever that is, he's gonna go to the box. What did they play? What did they play a doubleheader tomorrow, Muse?
And I'll be there for both of them.
It'll be the best day of your life.
What are you talking about?
It'll be the best day of your life. Bring some Evermore. Stay hydrated.
Got to.
We have the Fan Fest tomorrow as well. Start 11. I think Fan Fest starts at 11. So if you're playing hooky, you got the day off of work, checking the kids out of school. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, Louisiana Sports.net, Eagle 98.1. We'll all be out there at the box. Chris Marler will be representing. Please give him lots of crap for being an Alabama fan. Boo him out of there completely, just to troll him. We love Marler, but boo him anyway. It'll be fun. We'll have lots of swag and good stuff, so get out to the box tomorrow. And bring your Evermore, y'all. Great local retailers or online at evamore.com, EVAMOR, evamore.com. I love how many people. So shout out Shane Menard over at Evermore. He's like, people always, I got it. I know we got a break. I know. Darn it. He's always like, hey, that's Scones water. He's like, it's not Scones, it's my water. I'm like, well, yeah, but it's kind of Scones water. It's Evermore. All right, go to break. Hit it.
After further review.
Yeah, I messed up the clock with the Demario Davis thing. That's my fault. Clegg's Nursery, 4 locations, Greater Baton Rouge area, Seaganeer Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Don Moore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Tell you every day to buy local and shop local over at Clegg's Nursery. Hey, look, you got great weather today. Awesome weather Friday as well. Saturday, Sunday, we're expecting rain, okay? So if you're thinking about planting, this much I know. I was walking into the building today and it was like, 75. It's 71 right now, whatever. And I saw Bree Lynn walking out. I was like, is it spring? And she's like, I know. Where did winter go? I'm like, hopefully gone forever. I just know for a fact, because I've lived here my whole life, there will be days at the box where it's freezing. It's just what it is. The cold weather's not gone. So make sure you take advantage of this beautiful weather. Get by Clegg's. Buy your plants and trees and shrubs and get them in the dirt. Buy local, shop local, Clegg's Nursery.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Why did you print this? The NCAA denying Ole Miss's eligibility request for this was like 5 days ago.
No, that's the new one. Remember?
No. This is not. This is old, Muse. They're in court today.
I know that, but the NCAA denied it today again while he was in court.
They're in court. They're trying to get him a TRO. Did you see the video from court
of Joe Judge? Yes, I did see that. My man said that under oath.
So the long story short is if you're not catching it, and this is going to be super short, it's my apologies. I went long talking about Demario Davis and we pinched Kendall. My apologies. But not as much as Kendall's apologizing to Matt Russo. He's apologizing on text. I'm like, no. Like, we mispronounced his name on the show intentionally. Like, it's good. It's all good. So Trinidad Chambliss tried to get a waiver from the NCAA. They keep denying it. Ole Miss keeps appealing. They keep denying. So he's going to court. Today they're in court trying to get the TRO. Well, Joe Judge, former Giants head coach, who's now an Ole Miss assistant, was testifying on Trinidad Chambliss's behalf. And he ends up talking about players whose partners are pregnant and how, like, they're not, he needs to be in another room detached. He ain't waking up for midnight feedings. Like, what is, this is about Chambliss getting a 6-year? I don't even need the context. That's just a terrible thing to say. Like, no. You're a dad. Your ass is waking up for a midnight feeding. What are we even talking about? Unless if you call Decision Critical, they could help. How about that? All right, hour 2 now.
AFR.
Hey, we're brought about Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, arco.com, Arco Power Systems. Honest to goodness, true story. I don't know why this happened, but sometimes, I say it often, things that are just generally background in life race to the foreground when you're aware of them. I was literally pulling out of my driveway this morning, and a big white truck with the Arco logo on the side went right in front of my house, going to the back of the neighborhood. I'm like, there's no industrial facility in the back of my neighborhood. It must be someone in my neighborhood who, like, lives in my neighborhood who works for Arco, who was driving the work truck home. But anyway, point is, Arco, this is Generac Industrial Energy. So these are Generac standby generators for your commercial, industrial facility. Your business, power goes out. What do you do for your business? Arco. ARCCO. Arco.com. Arco.com.